dealers who realize that people will be better with unified data and AI to do what they do best, is build relationships. Put a AI layer watching everything going on in the business and to spot where processes fail, where products weren't presented, where, watch this one, commitments were made on the phone but not put in the CRM. We're going to see some breakthroughs in process management, process improvement, and data unification.
And honestly, I think one of the biggest opportunities for anybody out there watching and listening right now, I think this is the biggest opportunity you have this year. Hey, what's going on, Automotive Nation? It is Jason Harris here, and thank you for joining me on another episode of Shift into Profit, where I get to talk to, well, anybody and everybody I want to talk to on what it takes to get your business into more of a profitable position. Today, I have the one, the only, the oh-so-famous Mr. Brian Pasch with me. Brian, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
It is great to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, man, I'm glad that we got a chance to connect. And look, we're at NADA. It's 2026. The showroom's already, you can start to feel the energy.
There's a little excitement. No snow, no ice.
No.
People are here in droves.
Yes. Hey, Brian, real quick, for like the 5 people out there that maybe don't know your background, if you don't mind, I love starting off these podcasts with a little origin story.
Sure.
So, for everybody out there watching and listening, how in the world did you get started in this crazy little world that we call the automotive industry?
A lot of people fall into automotive accidentally. They become dealer principals. They become very successful. I kind of fell into that when I started my agency in 2005, now 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I went to my car dealer, doctor, lawyer, restaurants, and said, you need digital marketing. And I found out, oddly enough, that car dealers advertise every month, nonstop.
Yep.
And that was really important because when you're starting a business, you want cash flow.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, doctors can pause. Hey, we're okay. Dentists, okay, we're doing good. We can't take new patients. But car dealers are like, keep it going. I was like, I think I'm going to stay in that vertical.
That's a fun vertical. I'm attracted to that.
That's right.
And then once you're in, you're in.
You're in.
You just can't get it out of your system.
It's such great people dynamic. And I think the other thing is it's always changing. Mm-hmm. So if you're a person who likes change, you thrive. If you hate change, you get out.
This is not the business for you, right?
Sure.
And actually, that is a perfect segue kind of into our conversation today because it's a new year. It's an exciting time to be in the business.
Yes.
But the whole podcast is about shifting into profit. I know me and you have talked about this a few times.
Sure.
Real quick for you, between kind of that arena of people, process, and technology, and that's a lot. There's a lot there to cover. Which of those three do you gravitate to and dealers should be focusing on this year?
Well, I think the two is process and technology.
Yes.
My brother Glenn does a great job of help coaching people. I think that one of the cool things that we're seeing at the show is AI to inspect process.
Yes.
So when you can put a AI layer, like watching everything going on in the business and to spot where processes fail, where products weren't presented, where, watch this one, commitments were made on the phone but not put in the CRM.
That's true.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Or someone who's talking to person on the phone disqualifies them. Oh, they weren't serious. Doesn't put that phone up in the CRM.
Because that never happens, right?
That happens so much. I mean, Four Eyes made a business out of it.
True.
So I think at this show, dealers who have said, how come I can't improve my process? They're going to find solutions.
Yes.
And then technology. I think that tech is changing very quickly. And I think the theme of this year's show is how are you centralizing and unifying your data with technology?
Yes.
Because AI without accurate data is dangerous. So I think we're going to see some breakthroughs in process management, process improvement, and data unification.
No, in fact, I'm 100% with you on this. And I think for anybody out there watching and listening, it's kind of the melting pot of these two kind of coming together. If I think about it in the past, it's kind of like, all right, I have my processes over here and I have data and for the most part our industry is really good about using this term called buckets. We love to take data and just like stick it into these buckets and we carry them around, and like we kind of toss them out of process. We'll toss them out some people and say, go do something with this, right? But to your point, it's the unification of that. It's not looking at it from a bucket perspective anymore, but how we can enrich both the people and the process with better data.
Yeah, I mean, think about people when the phone rings.
Yeah, something that simple.
Giving your employees the ability to pop up that customer record, see when they were in last for service, when did they last call, everything about them to their permission level, right?
Of course.
That changes the whole customer experience. When I call United or Delta, hey, thank you for being a dime and a dime. They recognize who I am.
Exactly.
And they treat me, with the right level of respect.
Well, they also have the context. I think that's
right.
the key,
the
right?
data
Context
is there.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that when dealers realize everyone from the receptionist, sales, service, F&I, with one view of the customer, and then secondly, now the general leader can't be inspecting everything.
That's right.
So AI listening to every phone call, every conversation, looking at every
Organizing
email,
all that context,
and then saying, hey, I know your people were trained to upsell or introduce or confirm, but guess what? 15% are doing it, and I think today dealers who realize that people will be better with unified data and AI to do what they do best, is build relationships.
I'm so with you. I mean, not only does I think it increases the staff experience, it wildly increases the customer experience, but the staff experience, because now as a staff member, I know, I'm going into a conversation, not blind and offering something that they may have already done. I mean, come on. I mean, how many times have I got an email for a truck I actually already purchased? I'm like, okay, marketing department. Like, did you not talk to the sales department? Or when the service department sends me an email for an oil change that I literally got done 3 weeks ago?
It just happened to me again recently. Just serviced the car. The service mailer did not even reference that it was just in there, 2 weeks ago. So you say to yourself, what does that mean? Hey, Brian, does it destroy my business? It destroys the perception that the dealer knows me and cares about me.
100%.
And I think that's the unknown data impact factor.
Well, and honestly, I think one of the biggest opportunities for anybody out there watching and listening right now, I think this is the biggest opportunity you have this year. Look, for years, people have been asking me, like, what is the best marketing strategy? In fact, me and your brother, Glenn, have actually talked about this many, many times, right?
Sure.
The best marketing strategy you could ever run is when the customer feels known.
Yes.
Because that is such an impactful emotion.
Yep.
And as an industry, we've just never really gotten to a place, well, maybe the technology has, but now we're getting to a place where the technology can empower the people in the process to make that customer feel known. And everybody wins. This gets me really excited.
No, but I think if, the dealers who are watching, the dealership's spending tens of thousands a month in marketing for acquisition. They spend very little on retention. When you shop at a high-end retailer, like Van Cleef and Arpels, so they send at Christmas this book. It probably costs them $50. Like it's like, hey, happy holidays. Here's our collection. I'm like, man, they just spent $100 on me effectively, right? And granted, the margins are different, but just the little things
makes big differences.
Somebody calls in and you could say, hey, thanks for purchasing 4 cars from our dealership. I mean, that would blow them away.
Dude, that's huge. I mean, come on. Think of the experience, but also just think about how it impacts your staff, how it makes them feel like they're now armed with the information that they can execute a process that is so personable, all right, and so hyper targeted, not these buckets that we're throwing over the BDC and the buckets we're throwing over to the sales team.
List, all these people, and totally out of context.
No, this time I'm so excited. I feel like we've hit this impact moment.
Well, for AI to be successful and not getting the dealer in more legal trouble, they're going to have to unify their data.
It's almost a whole podcast on its own. Actually,
for sure.
I know what you're referencing. I know what you're referencing.
No, if you have these buckets, as you said.
Yeah.
This is my chat bucket. This is my email bucket. This is my texting platform bucket. This is my CRM. And they're all different tools from different companies.
Of course.
And let's just say in the past they've worked well. Now they're talking about 24/7 AI outreach and outflows. And, well, hey, listen, if
That's going to get you in trouble fast.
if the customer opts out from communication,
Yep.
because there was a hot moment,
Yep.
your buckets with AI sitting over it, it's just going to cause a lot of problems.
It is. I mean, look, guys, for everybody out there watching, listening, you can hear me and Brian saying this. This is the year of context, all right? Your process is going to have context to the customer. Your people got to have
Yes.
context to the customer. The technology you should be looking for is what is going to give them that context. Look, I know we're getting towards the tail end of our time, and I definitely don't think we've covered everything, but we've given you just a few morsels.
We've helped you narrow your shopping journey.
That is right. That is right. Hey, before I let you go, for everybody out there watching and listening right now who would love to connect and maybe dive a little deeper into what we're talking about,
Sure.
You have created a great resource.
Yes.
Can we talk a little bit about that?
We just released this for NADA. This is a 40-page research report on the current state of automotive CRM.
Mm-hmm.
And at the show, we're going to see some breakthroughs. There
Yes.
are some new players coming into the market, which is amazing. But if you go to paschgroup.com, you will see great research like this on how to improve your website CTAs, how to shop for a CDP, what are the interview questions you would have.
Yeah.
The conversations that dealers need to have but may not feel equipped. If you go to paschgroup.com, these are all free resources. I want to help the industry move forward. So go there and kind of go through the buffet and pick up some of the research that will help you improve the outcomes at your dealership.
Now, guys, I have to say, Brian used one of the four-letter words that I'm actually not a fan of. He used the word free. I'm going to tell you, Brian's not charging for this because he and his team has spent significant amount of time in putting together this amazing piece of resource. And the fact that you guys have chosen not to charge people in our industry for that is absolutely huge. And it doesn't surprise me because the gentleman that you are, it doesn't surprise you did. So it's not free. He just decided not to charge you for it.
And we want to give back. You know, Glenn and I have always done that.
I know, you guys have done an amazing
job. And more
job.
importantly, dealers don't have continuing education credits.
You guys have always
They
been
have
there.
no
Yep.
real push to get out and educate, so we want to bring the education to them.
And you guys have always done a great job.
Thank
Hey, for everybody out there watching and listening, we appreciate you. Look, one of
Yes.
the biggest compliments you can give us as content creators is share the show. All right. If you have a manager or a colleague that needs to see some portion of today's conversation, make sure to share the show and connect and go and get your guys' no charge resource. Brian, thank you so much for taking the time to jam with me. This
Thank
has been
you.
an absolute fun experience. Thank you guys for watching. You have yourselves an amazing day.